Hey, welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on something we all take for granted, the secret journey that every single product takes to get into our hands. So let's jump right in and trace that map.
Now, really, think about it for a second. That bag of chips, your phone, that new pair of shoes, they don't just magically appear, right? There's this whole hidden roadmap, a super complex network of choices and pathways that brought it from somewhere out there right to you.
You know, this whole journey actually has a name: physical distribution. It's really the art and the science of getting a product to you in perfect condition and right when you need it. And honestly, it's like this invisible engine that keeps our whole modern world running.
All right, so to really get the big picture, we've got to start with the classics, the original roadmaps that have been the bedrock of commerce for decades. Okay, so take a look at this. This shows the 4 basic ways a product can get from point A to point B. On the left, you've got the most direct route possible. And as you move to the right, the journey gets longer and, a little more complicated, with more stops along the way. Think of each stop as another player in the game.
Let's start with the shortest trip imaginable. It's what's known as a zero-level channel. This is where the company that actually makes the thing sells it directly to you. No middlemen, no extra stops. Like buying a croissant from the bakery down the street where they made it, or just ordering directly from a brand's website.
So why would a company do this? Well, for one, it gives them total control over their brand and the customer experience. It's also perfect for really complex, high-tech stuff that maybe needs a bit of explaining. Or, if all your customers are in one city, or if you're just selling online. It just makes sense.
But look, going direct isn't going to work for everyone, especially if you're a huge company trying to reach millions of people all over the country. And that's where middlemen, or intermediaries, come into the picture. They're the crucial pit stops that help products travel far and wide.
Okay, now let's check out the Grand Tour, the longest, most traditional journey a product can take. It kicks off with the manufacturer, who then sells to an agent. That agent deals in huge quantities, selling in bulk to a wholesaler. The wholesaler then breaks down those big shipments for the retailer, your local store, and finally that retailer sells it to you, the consumer. Each step is there for a reason, to get that product to the biggest possible audience.
But of course, things don't stand still, right? The world has changed, and those old roads aren't the only way to go anymore. Technology and some really clever business thinking have created these brand new, super efficient highways for products to travel on.
So what's the big difference here? Well, think of it like this. Traditional channels were like a straight, one-way street. Product flows from A to B to C. But modern channels? They're more like a complex, interconnected web. Roles aren't fixed, companies are teaming up, and stuff flows in all sorts of directions.
A fantastic example of this new way of thinking is what we call a horizontal marketing system. This is basically when 2 totally separate companies join forces. The classic example is a bank putting its ATMs inside a busy supermarket. The bank gets instant access to all those shoppers, and the supermarket gets to offer a handy service. It's a total win-win.
And then there's another modern route I bet you've heard of: multi-level marketing, or MLM. You might also know it as network marketing, or sometimes pyramid selling. The big idea here is that the distribution channel is the people. Sales are driven by a network of independent folks who earn money from what they sell and also from what the people they recruit sell.
And this isn't some niche thing. We're talking about huge, well-known brands. Companies like Avon, Tupperware, Amway, they've all built massive global businesses with this person-to-person strategy, essentially turning their biggest fans into their sales team.
Okay, so we've got these old roads, these new superhighways, the direct routes, the complex networks, which brings us to the million-dollar question.
I mean, how on earth does a company choose? Is it just throwing a dart at a board, copying what the other guy is doing? Turns out it's not random at all. It's a really strategic decision that comes down to a few very important factors.
In the end, the choice always comes down to this careful balancing act between 4 key things: who the customer is, what the product is, what the company itself is capable of, and what's happening in the wider market. Nailing this balance is absolutely crucial.
First up, and maybe most importantly, is the customer. Think about it. If your buyers are scattered all over the country, you're probably going to need those middlemen, wholesalers, retailers, to help you reach them. But if they're all packed into 1 or 2 cities, maybe a direct sales team makes way more sense.
Next, you have to look at the product itself. I mean, this is just common sense, right? If you're selling milk or bread, you need a short, fast journey before it spoils.
But on the flip side, if you're selling something super expensive and exclusive, like a Rolls-Royce, you're going to sell it through very specific, high-end dealers to protect that luxury image.
Then the company's got to take a good long look in the mirror. What are its own strengths? Does it have deep pockets? A fleet of delivery trucks ready to go? A company with a ton of resources can handle more of the journey itself. A smaller startup might need to rely on partners to get the job done.
And finally, no business operates in a bubble. You have to look at the market. What are your competitors up to? What's the economy doing? For example, during a recession, retailers might be less willing to stock up on new, unproven products, which might force a company to find more direct ways to sell to its customers.
So you see, all these things, the customer, the product, the company, the market, they all weave together to create this incredible distribution web we rely on every day. But this journey is nowhere near finished. The road ahead is changing as we speak.
And the future of this journey? It's being written in code. Seriously, AI is already optimizing delivery routes on the fly. Data analytics can predict what you're going to want to buy before you even realize it yourself. The whole roadmap is literally being redrawn for maximum speed and efficiency. And all of this leads to one really interesting final thought. As technology like AI and the internet make it easier and easier for brands to connect directly with us, which of these old traditional paths, with all their middlemen and pit stops, do you think it's going to be the first to just disappear? The journey's changing fast, and it's definitely one to watch. Thanks for joining me.